And many Catholics are heading to their local churches to offer their prayers to the Pope here in San Francisco at St. Peter and Paul's Catholic Church. That's what was happening. The Archbishop of San Francisco tells us, quote, Pope Francis called on us all to give more, sacrifice more, and care more about the poorest and most vulnerable, from the tiny infant in the womb to the elderly and the infirm to the migrant and the refugee. Now, let us take inspiration from his words and examples and put that inspiration into action. So people are stopping by that church, thanking the Pope for his service and leadership.
He was a man of the people, and he was our conscience for the world in uncertain times.
We just paid our respects, lit a candle, said a prayer. Even though he was sick, it's still emotional.
Several masses will be held throughout the day in honor of the Pope. And the Pope was known to be progressive and helped move the Catholic Church forward in a modern world. KRON 4's Rob Nesbitt continues our team coverage now with a look at the Pope's impacts here in San Francisco.
The announcement of Pope Francis's passing just hours after he was driven through St. Peter's Square was a surprise to many.
I was awakened this morning. I actually thought I was having a dream.
Father Tom Martin with the Archdiocese of San Francisco was supposed to fly to Rome Monday for a mass this weekend, but that trip was called off following the announcement from the Vatican. Father Martin had the chance to meet Pope Francis in 2013, taking notice right away of his humility, refusing to wear the papal red shoes.
He was wearing black shoes that looked a little scruffy, and I thought, okay, you know, he means what he says.
During his 12 years as Pope, the 88-year-old made several progressive changes. During his first year, Pope Francis was asked about the possibility of a gay priest.
Ma chi sono io per giudicarla?
Responding with the words, "Who am I to judge?" Then in 2023, the Pope allowed for the blessings of same-sex couples.
Pope Francis was the first one to use the word gay instead of referring to queer people as homosexuals or people with same-sex attraction.
Dr. Ish Ruiz is a theology professor focusing on Latinx and LGBTQ issues at Pacific School of Religion in Berkeley. He started the first gay-straight alliance at Sacred Heart Cathedral in San Francisco when he was a teacher there in 2016, crediting the work of Pope Francis for allowing a world where that could exist at a Catholic school.
Since the pontificate of Pope Francis, there has been more openness to conversation, so I think that gave some license and some encouragement to my local school administrators to think about ways to be more inclusive to the students.
Pope Francis also spoke out on issues that popes before him would not, from climate change to the deportation of undocumented immigrants. For those in the priesthood like Father Martin, Pope Francis set an example that went beyond the church.
It was just the number of non-Catholics who would say to me, we're praying for Pope Francis. So he definitely cut across a lot of divides.
There are 140 cardinals picking the next pope, and of those, Pope Francis appointed about 110 of them. So there's a lot of hope in the Catholic Church that the person they choose will continue the legacy of Pope Francis. Reporting in the newsroom, I'm Rob Nesbitt, KRON 4 News.
Rob, thank you. Still ahead here at 2.